All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are taking a guided tour into one of the most chaotic, colorful, and, let's be honest, captivating corners of the crypto world, meme coins. We're not going to bore you with dry technical manuals. Instead, we're going to explore this whole phenomenon together. So think of this as your ticket. Let's head inside.
I love this quote because it perfectly captures the vibe, right? The best way to think about meme coins isn't as some traditional, serious investment. No, it's an amusement park. Some of these rides are going to make you laugh, some might make you scream, and pretty much all of them are powered by pure, unfiltered internet energy. So let's officially step into the first section of this park. Welcome to the meme coin playground. This is where all the fun and, all the madness really begins.
So what is a meme coin, really? Well, at its core, it's a digital token that literally started as a joke. I mean, think about Dogecoin. It began as a nod to that Shiba Inu meme that was everywhere. Unlike their more serious cousins in crypto, their origin isn't rooted in some complex financial tech. It's just pure internet culture and a good sense of humor. And this is where the difference becomes so clear. You know, traditional crypto like Bitcoin, it's valued for its technology, its utility, what it can do. But for meme coins, the engine is something else entirely. It's all about community, social media hype, and the power of a shared inside joke. One is about code, the other is all about culture.
Okay, so this is the question that everybody asks, right? If they just start out as jokes, what's the actual point of it all? Is it just for laughs, or is there something, something more going on here?
Well, the point, it turns out, is actually pretty fascinating. Meme coins are kind of like a massive social experiment. They're about seeing if a community, just a group of people online, can collectively will something into having value. People jump in for the fun of it, for that feeling of belonging to a tribe. It creates this powerful us against the world vibe. It's the thrill of cheering for the roller coaster itself. And honestly, it's a unique window into how internet culture can become a real economic force.
Okay, let's head over to the next section of the park. Now that we know what these things are, let's get into the mechanics that make these rides so incredibly wild and, well, so unpredictable.
It all starts with what I like to call the hype engine. Picture a roller coaster just slowly clicking its way up that first massive hill. It starts with a joke or a meme that gets some traction. Then social media, places like X or Reddit, they just pour gasoline on that tiny little fire, and suddenly you've got a massive online crowd pushing it forward. Then all it takes is a single tweet from the right person, and it's like hitting the launch button.
And this is the result of that hype engine. See, volatility isn't some weird side effect. It is the main event. It's the whole point of the ride. The prices of meme coins are famous for these absolutely insane swings. We're talking wild loops, breathtaking drops, and corkscrews that you just never see coming. It's thrilling, for sure, but it's also where the real danger is.
Which brings us to, a very important part of our tour. Let's call this the safety briefing. It is time to talk about how to avoid the broken attractions and how to spot the very real dangers that exist in this playground.
And the simple answer to that? No, absolutely not. While some of these rides are just for fun, others are specifically designed to take your money and just leave you stranded. So the crucial part is knowing how to tell the difference. This is what you need to be looking for. Seriously. Just like a real theme park, some attractions are old, they're rickety, and they're just downright dangerous. These red flags are your warning signs, and ignoring them can be a really costly mistake.
So here are the specific broken rides you need to watch out for. Rug pulls, where the creators hype up a project, get everyone's money in, and then just disappear, are dangerously common. They basically drain all the money out and vanish, leaving the token completely worthless. Then you've got your classic pump and dump schemes. You've got to be wary of anonymous developer teams, any kind of promise of guaranteed returns, which, by the way, don't exist, and any project that has a ton of hype but zero substance behind it.
So, knowing all those dangers, how in the world do you participate safely? Well, this next section is your toolkit. These are the strategies, the mindset you need to have to enjoy the park without getting hurt.
This is the most important rule of all. Your knowledge is your protection. It's that simple. Just like you check the safety bar on a roller coaster before it lurches forward, you absolutely have to do your research before you even think about putting any money into a meme coin. Here's your pre-ride checklist.
First, is the community actually active, or is it just a bunch of bots spamming? Are the developers real people? Are they known and accountable? And crucially, does the coin have liquidity, which is just a fancy way of asking, can I actually sell this thing if I want to? If there's no liquidity, you can buy in, but you might never be able to sell. You know, sometimes the smartest move is just to watch the hype from the sidelines for a while before jumping in.
And this right here, this is the perfect mindset to have. Start small. The money you put in should feel like you're buying a ticket for a ride. It's for the experience, not some guaranteed jackpot. And that means, and this is so important, never ever invest more than you are truly comfortable losing completely. And just remember, the goal here is to have fun. Profit? That's just a potential bonus.
All right, we are nearing the end of our tour. So let's pull everything together and just summarize the most important lessons for not just surviving, but actually thriving in the meme coin playground.
If you remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Meme coins are not driven by technology. They are driven by people. The strength, the energy, the engagement of the community, that is the single most important factor. It is the engine that powers the entire ride. Period.
Second, you have to remember that those wild price swings aren't a sign that something's broken. They're a core feature of the experience. It's a feature, not a bug. You have to expect the crazy ups and the downs. Being prepared for that volatility is the key to enjoying the thrill without totally panicking.
And finally, probably the most crucial takeaway for your own sanity and safety. Approach this whole world as entertainment first. It's a game. It's a social experiment. It's a cultural phenomenon. When you treat it that way, any profit you make becomes a happy accident, and the experience itself, that becomes a real reward.
So there you have it. That was our guided tour of the meme coin amusement park. You've seen the attractions, you know how the rides work, and now you have the safety toolkit. You officially have the map to the playground. So I guess the only question left is, how will you choose to ride?